Hello and welcome to another video on behavior management. Here in Scholar we are looking to build a very positive environment, one that's predictable, that's consistent and comes from a sort of a good place. And one of the ways that we can make our behavior management approach predictable, which is a really important idea. If you've got a bit of a chaotic home life, and many of our students have parents that are traveling around the world a lot, they might not see a lot of them, they might be moving from hotel to hotel, they've come as a family to London, which in itself is kind of quite a displacement. What they really want from their school is a very predictable approach, and one of the best ways to get students who are a little unsettled sort of into the swing of things is to put a great importance on routines. So in this video we're going to talk about routines and the importance of routines. What we really want is for students to pretty much automatically know what's going to happen in various different situations. For example, if you break a rule, what's going to happen? If you do a great piece of work, what do you get for that? And what we want to do in a very short period of time is get them into a routine which allows them to sort of start the day and kick things off. So one of the routines that is really recommended within schools is a meet and greet routine. So this is a routine that you come up with where you actively go around the whole class and welcome them into the class, or into the lesson. Now you'll be picking up the students from perhaps various different places. It's not necessary that you'll be waiting at the not necessarily true that you'll be waiting at the classroom door to give them a fist pump or a hi or whatever it is. But we do need, either when we first meet those students, to do something sort of predictable and routine-like, or at the beginning of the first lesson when it comes to perhaps registration, to follow a certain pattern so that they can just sort of settle into what's about to happen. If the beginning of every day is completely different, they're walking into school not really knowing what's about to happen. It's an unsettling feeling. It's one that we're trying to reduce with my testing all the students before they get here, so they can just go into a much more sort of caring induction type situation. Testing's pretty tough first thing up. But let's look at when you've, on the Tuesday morning you've got your class. What routine and what thing will I do every single day to center these students and give them a real sort of focus as we're here to work, we're in Scholar, it's a safe place, let's go from there. And the greeting, I think, is a real keystone. Now, before COVID, perhaps there was many more handshakes and high fives and things like that teachers could employ. Many teachers aren't comfortable with that. We're not here to make you do anything that you're not comfortable with. An elbow pump could be where you're comfortable at, or simply just a hi and a question or two that you ask every single student or slightly different students, just so you know and you can see in their eyes, yeah, they're with us today. And you can often tell just by taking a moment right at the start of that first period whether those students are with you or whether you might need to find out a little bit more perhaps about what's going on because they seem super distracted that day. Now, on the flip side from a meet and greet would be an end and send. And again, that can be at the end of a lesson up to break. But how do we finish our lessons? An exit test is a really good way of checking whether those students have learned what you wanted them to learn in that lesson, and it's a predictable end of the lesson. That's it. That's when you can now go on your break once we've done that exit test. And exit tests can come in a wide variety of formations. It could be a little sort of multiple choice at the end of each lesson, or come up with more creative ways, but something that really sort of punctuates the end, so that whatever happened in between, we had a really positive instance at the start, we had a really positive instance at the end, and those relationship moments were strong and powerful, and they, you know, learning is messy. Whatever happened in the middle is okay, that's all part of it. But we're bookending with really positive situations, so that when we come back and start the next lesson, we're all there, we're all sort of engaged with it, and they're often the bits that we remember, the beginning and the last, the first and the last thing. We certainly don't want to be taking any negativity from that lesson into the next lesson or in the rest of the day. You're just handing over a potential problem to your colleague who may be teaching the next lesson for you. So, meet and greet, end and send. We'll be talking about more instances of this sort of through the summer, but do come up with whatever's comfortable for you and stick to it. And repetition is absolutely fine. It calms everyone down. Everything becomes predictable, which, moving into scripts and how we do restorative justice, totally predictable. It ties in with the 3 rules, completely memorable, completely predictable, that we are a positive place for you to relax and learn and enjoy your time with Scholar. Thank you.